Hi guys, it's Mandy. Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to share with you why I think RPGs are the best and why you should think RPGs are the best. This is going to be a different type of video. Usually I do lists or stuff like that, but I wanted to share with you my passion for RPGs since it's a cornerstone of my channel. It's always been there. That's why in the banner, RPG is first, because it means a lot to me. Now, a bit of a backstory as to why I gravitated towards RPGs like I did. So, when I was growing up, I only had an older sister. She wasn't that into gaming at the moment, so I've only played by myself, and a lot of single players are RPG games. So that's basically how I got into it. Nothing tragic or anything, that's basically it. It's just, a lonely kid playing her RPGs. Now, one point I want to stress about RPGs that is very, very good is the variety. Variety is the spice of life with RPGs. There's a lot of sub-genres within RPGs. There's JRPGs, tactical RPGs, tabletop RPGs. You name it, they have it. RPGs is one of the biggest genres in gaming, and there are many varieties of RPGs in the proverbial umbrella. If you want a classical approach, you could play a turn-based RPG or a tabletop. If you are in the mood for some action, play an action RPG. If you don't like one aspect of an RPG, you might like something else in another aspect of an RPG. So there's room for people to find what they love in the genre, and I really love that because I hate when people feel excluded. Now, a lot of people say RPGs are for, solo players, lonely people, or stuff like that. But the community has grown to a big size, and a lot of it has to do with MMORPGs. I personally don't enjoy playing them, but that's just my taste. But I do appreciate how they bring together communities and other people into the RPG genre. So, claps for that. The point being, there's a whole lot of different genres for anyone to enjoy, and I could confidently say you could find one that fits your liking depending on your taste. And speaking as a content creator, I feel like there's a lot to make content on and be creative over RPGs because it's just so vast and big. So if you like what I said, please hit that like button, and there's a lot more RPG content coming your way from me, so if you're into that, please subscribe as well. Now moving on to my second aspect that I really love about RPGs, and that is the story. Now I do appreciate good gameplay, but for me, story is always front and center in my games. As I was growing up, I didn't connect to movies as I did games. I do love a good movie, don't get me wrong, but games were really that medium for me that got me engaged and really into stories. Every new RPG I play is a world I am willing to immerse myself into, which is good because RPGs tend to be really long. I love how some RPGs tend to tug at the heartstrings with characters going through something relatable. A good example is in Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Don't worry, I'm not going to spoil anything. But Senna's backstory really got me hard because I could relate to that. I can't relate to a bunch of the mumbo jumbo going on, but I could relate to what she was going through, and I really felt that. Also, Breath of the Wild, Zelda, I really related to that character. Maybe it was because it was the first incarnation of Zelda that really talked and stuff. Even though she's a princess, there's still stuff that's weighing her down that a lot of people understand or are going through. So I like how relatable she was. Now, I'm not saying games are supposed to be your therapy session all the time. Games are there to have fun, and I could appreciate a good game that's just about having fun. RPGs are just that, stories, but I do love how they could take a concept and you could apply it to your real life scenario to help you when you're going through something or to uplift you. And like I said, they're games too, so just to have fun. I love how there's a range of variety for different tastes and different moments of your life, because I know that there are some moments I don't want to play something heavy like Nier or anything that hits at my heartstrings when I'm sad, so I tend to go for the more lighthearted RPGs like Atelier. That being said, if there's a RPG that has a very gritty story like Amori and there's trigger warnings, please do take that seriously. If you don't want to play a game that's knee deep into how to battle your past demons and stuff, you don't have to play it. You can still enjoy a more lighthearted experience and then come back to it when you want to, if you want to. I could mush on about stories and how they impact gaming, But there is another thing that I love about RPGs, and that is the gameplay. I really do love a good gameplay in an RPG, because if the story is good and the gameplay is meh, I could probably get over it, but it still leaves a bad taste in my mouth. So when I do have an RPG that has good gameplay, good story, it is the best combo you have ever seen. Lots of RPGs have very creative gameplays, to say the least. There are action, turn-based, that weird one in the middle. There's tactical. There's different gameplays for many different RPGs. And for certain people, that is why they play RPGs, because the gameplay runs so deep. There are some that you need to look at stats, look at weaknesses, buffs and debuffs, and you have that feeling of, yes, I did it, when you beat a boss or you break a game and you could be like God walking in the world. Because I know in Skyrim, once I broke it, like theoretically broke it, I felt like I could do anything in that world, and it was fun. So that feeling of just overcoming a battle mechanic is as satisfying as overcoming a boss battle because of the story. They like play hand in hand. And that's why some people like the appeal of Elden Ring or Souls games, because the feeling of, yay, we did it! Now, I don't like the gatekeeping, but I do get the sentiment of having that feeling of, yes, I did it! After the 100th time I did it. So when you're trying out a different RPG, do keep in mind that it is going to be growing pains, I guess, when it comes to the gameplay, depending on the series. But be open to different things, because it might be your next favorite thing. You never know. Also, there is something very relaxing about just having a grind session, leveling up, listening to good music, and just enjoying it while chilling. That is a good stress reliever in my book. But in an RPG, grinding is probably a requirement, and you're going to be doing it a lot, so you want to listen to something good. And that takes me to the next point, and that is the music. Now, the music in RPGs as of late have been fire. Really good. They had to make a whole category in the Game Awards just for music, because it's very important, especially because you're going to be in that world for a long time. You're going to want to listen to something nice, but man, they are throwing it out of the park when it comes to video game music. It helps with the immersion, it helps with grinding, it just helps overall, and listening to good ones could make for a good experience. Now, I play other genres, by the way. I do enjoy them, but RPGs are very standout to me because I grew up with them, I love them, they tell stories that I won't forget. I've listened to some really great music because of them, and I've immersed myself into a lot of worlds because of RPGs, and that's why it's my favorite gaming genre, and why it should be your favorite gaming genre, because it's just good overall. There's a lot of different varieties, spice of life, there's something for everybody in there, and the community is big. A lot of people have that misconception that RPGs are a solitary thing. While yeah, most of them are single player, the community is huge. There's fandoms, even bad ones, but there's fandoms for almost any good RPG, and you could connect with a lot of people who share the passion you had for a game in that community, and you could find your place and make some friends. So it's not lonely at all. And I'm proud to be a content creator in this wonderful community of RPG lovers. So that's the end of the video. Now I do have a video about my top 10 favorite RPGs you should totally check out. And as always, play a good game. Peace.